Hey everyone, it's Misha here with Head Wraps and Budget Plans. Just doing another quick check-in and excited to announce that I have paid off all of my credit card debt, and I will be doing a video specific to that in terms of the exact strategies that I used, how much overtime I worked, etc. in another video. And I also paid off the first loan amount through Great Lakes, which is my student loan. So I'm also chopping off on that too. But I wanted to come in and kind of like talk to you all because I feel like a lot of videos on YouTube about paying off debt happen after the fact, like kind of what people did. And while I'm still in that process, I just wanted to do like a brain dump essentially on what this process is like as I am still in it, specifically now paying off student loans. I will say that I went to a kickboxing class a couple of days ago and it was fantastic. I loved it. I ended up getting a sale for I Love Kickboxing where it was 5 classes for, I want to say like $15, which was something that was within my budget because I actually gave myself $40 to like go to the gym or do exercise thingies. So I went and I loved it. At the end of the session or the workout, they came with the promotion to offer, this many classes a month for this amount. And I don't remember off the top of my head, it was like 100 and I want to say like $69 for unlimited kickboxing classes over the course of the month. And I wanted to do it so bad. I signed the paper, then I got up to the counter to pay, and then I really thought about it and told the woman, like, honestly, I'm sorry, I just can't commit right now. I need to go home and look at my budget. I need to see if this is something that is feasible because my main goal is paying off my student loans. And granted, $169 a month doesn't seem like a lot of money. Those little things add up, and it was also right before New Year's, so I knew there were some things that I wanted to do that were going to be expensive. So I came back home, I looked at my budget, and I saw that I was able to afford it, which I knew off the top of my head, right, with my income. However, it wasn't necessarily aligned with my goals. So I ended up just texting her, telling her that I wouldn't be able to go through with it. And basically she was explaining that, oh, if you sign up now, we waive the $100 like activation or enrollment fee. So like, don't waste your time necessarily thinking about it because it's gonna cost you $100 later. And I felt that, but at the same time, it was just like, I'd rather spend $100 later knowing that I made the right decision, as well as being able to look through my budget and really understand if this was something that was aligned with my goals. Because there's this thing called lifestyle creep, right? The more money you make, the more bills and expenses you have because you start buying things. I don't know why I did that in quotation marks, but you start buying things that you can afford, and then the next thing that you know, all of your income is being dished out to all of these things that you can afford. And when you turn around, your lifestyle isn't even what you really want because you can't afford to do the things that really matter to you. So I feel like that has been such a big part of this journey, and that I'm still on, is thinking about, can I afford it? And not just the numbers, right? Is this aligned to my goal of being debt free? And what I have noticed is taking time out just to pause and think before spending, I'd say more than $50 is really, really important. There have been so many times that I've been online on Amazon and have filled my cart with stuff and then said, all right, I'm gonna leave this here, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. That time to think is really beneficial in terms of allowing you to like reflect and keeps you from spending money, to be honest. In the spur of the moment, you're just like, yeah, I'm just gonna buy this, not a big deal. Next thing you know, you're over budget and you're not reaching your goals because you didn't take enough time to stop and reflect on your spending decisions. So I wouldn't say that it's frustrating because it's not. It allows you to be more like in touch with yourself, to be more reflective on what you really need. However, now that I'm done paying off my credit card, my next student loan is about 2,000 and something. I'll My book is over there, but it's about, I think, 2,300 is my next student loan, and that's at 4.6%. Then after that, my loan interest rate like drops down to 3 and even 2% at one point. So with those student loans, after I get under the 4% mark, I'm not going to be as aggressive with paying those off. Just because there's a couple of things that I kind of want to explore and do. So I'm moving more from the Dave Ramsey baby steps more towards like the passion planning type of spending, where I'm going to look at the things that I want to get back into. Because when I was paying off my credit cards really intensely, there were a lot of things that I stopped doing. I stopped my gym membership, which was $160 a month. I stopped going out to eat a lot. I stopped doing a lot of social things that cost money with friends. And those are things that I kind of want to get back into after I pay off this last student loan. The general rule, right, no interest is good interest, obviously, but the general rule is if it's 3% or under, and then again, this is general, you let it rock and you pay it off as you can, because that money can be used elsewhere, whether it's in investing or other things. If it's between that 3.1% and like 4.99, it's up to you and your heart desires of what you feel is best in paying off that debt. And then if it's 5% or over, you want to pay that off as quick as possible. So I'm kind of going from that framework of paying off my student loans. Originally, my goal was 4 months. That is still my goal. However, I have different circumstances that allow me to be a little bit more flexible in terms of income that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So yeah, that is that on that. I'm like feeling kind of anxious. Like I just want this part to be over. I just want to pay off my student debt. I just want to be able to move on to the saving and the investing part, because that's what I'm really, really excited about. And the more books I read and the more that I learn about compound interest, I recognize that every moment I'm in debt is a moment that I'm not making extra money for my future self. So I'm also trying to figure out if I want to start investing a little bit of like extra money, like not enough that will affect my 4-month debt deadline, but it will also like just get me started in this journey of investing, because I'm not 100% an expert on it. But at the same time, I still want to kind of stay true to the Dave Ramsey baby steps, because those are a proven method that have worked for thousands upon thousands of people. So it's kind of like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But at the same time, there are other personal finance people that I have been like engaging in and I've been really interested in. So I am going to crunch those numbers to see what maybe I can invest while still meeting my 4-month deadline, or what I can do to increase my income to pay off that student debt even quicker than the 4 months. Because the biggest thing of paying off debt is to increase your income. And there are multiple ways to do that, right? You can work overtime at your full-time job. You can get a part-time job. You can do a side hustle. You can ask for a raise. There are so many different ways to do that. And the easiest way to get rid of debt reduction is mindset switch, coming up with a zero-based budget, and also increasing your income. And that has been successful for me. And it also just makes the process easier. So that's what I'm thinking about right now in this moment. I'm also thinking about opening up a credit card. And I know this is totally against Dave Ramsey's baby steps, but like I said, at this point, I'm double dutching, like hopping in, hopping out. I'm still staying true to the baby step number 2, baby step number 3, all those things. However, in terms of credit cards, I have been, again, reading a lot of books, doing some research, and trying to figure out how to use it as a tool. And the reason that Dave Ramsey is really against credit cards is that it's a slippery slope. And I 100% agree. It is definitely a slippery slope, but I feel like I have gained enough discipline in these couple of months to literally pay off my credit cards as soon as possible. Since paying off debt, I did use one of my credit cards in order to get points for something and then paid it off as soon as it posted. So there was literally no interest. So what I'm thinking about doing, and I haven't committed, is opening up a new credit card that has a promotion of 0% APR, which is interest, for 18 months on any new purchases or balance transfers. So I don't need any balance transfers, but I do want to buy a camera for YouTubing and more so like investing in myself. But I don't want to use my debit card or cash because quality cameras are expensive, and that will kind of take me away from my 4-month time frame. However, if I go with the promotion and at 0% interest, I'm only going to be paying a fraction of that over the course of the loan. And then once April's over, I can fully pay that off. So I get that that's a slippery slope because life happens. So as I said, I'm thinking about it. I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to do it or that I'm committing to it right now. My phone is fine, but that is something that I'm thinking about, and I'm being completely transparent because again, I want these videos to show the process of becoming debt free and not just like my reflections after, but like my reflections in the moment as I'm feeling this anxiety of like, I just want to pay off my debt, but I still want to do all these other things that require money. So you guys are like kind of seeing all of the nitty gritty of me jumping back and forth between wanting to stay true to the baby steps as well as being influenced by other personal finance geniuses who have also been successful. So it's kind of like finding a balance of what works for me. And again, I will do a video on the books that have been the most influential for me. The thing is, I have to go to the library to check those books out again because I've only purchased 2 of them and the rest of them I've gotten from the library. Again, trying to stay true to my budget. So once I check those books out, I will do reviews and give my like 2 cents so you all can check those out and decide which journey you want to take based off of which advice or strategy works the best for your lifestyle and you personally, because we are all different. So in the meantime, in between time, stay blessed and stick to your budget. Bye. Oh, just kidding. No? Is this all? Yeah, of course. I'm not editing this out either because it is like 2 o'clock in the morning. So y'all just gonna get what y'all gonna get. It's still not working. You know, technology, only as smart as its user, but I am very smart, I promise you. So let's try this again. In the meantime, in between time, stay blessed and stick to your budget. Bye.